Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of True Myths, One Lie, the game show in the form of a podcast all about myths, urban legends, conspiracies, all of the things that we don't fully understand. I'm your host, Anthony Manella, and the way that the game works is 3 stories are going to be told, 2 of which are from people online that claim that these stories are true, and 1 that is completely made up. It is up to my guests and everyone at home to try and figure out which story is the lie. Today's first guest fought a former USA national champion and got kicked in the nose, Ryan McCauley.
Yeah, my nose is bruised right now.
Did you win?
No. But so what happened was it was actually less of me getting kicked in the nose and more of me like smashing my face into his leg. And he outweighed me and he was ridiculously strong. But yeah, it was a fun time. I tried to keep fighting. I got hit. My nose started bleeding. I got a bunch of tissues. I shoved it in my nose, and I was like, all right, I'm going to keep going. But then my nose started bleeding more, so I had to stop.
Today's second guest once got me both in and out of legal trouble with Warner Brothers, Seth Cologne.
Yeah.
And today's third guest used to claim that when he was asleep, he would only dream of fictional characters, not real humans, my brother, Christopher Manella.
I remember saying that.
What type of fictional characters?
I don't know.
I remember you specifically telling me that you would dream of pink fluffy guys.
I think I was just trying to be funny.
Probably. We do have to take a quick little break.
What?
But we will be right back.
You think he would get it by now?
I know. What interferes with your happiness? Is there something preventing you from achieving your goals? For me personally, when I'm feeling down, I just do not want to do anything. But that's where today's sponsor, BetterHelp, comes in. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating with someone in just under 48 hours, and it's super convenient. It's all in a safe and private online environment. Now, it's not a crisis line, it's not self-help, it's professional counseling done safely and securely online. You can send a message to your counselor at literally any time, and you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions. No more sitting in uncomfortable waiting rooms or trying to find a therapist that's local to you, because this service is available to every single one of you worldwide. And if for whatever reason you feel that they've matched you with a therapist that isn't right for you, it's free to switch. They have counselors who specialize in depression, stress, anxiety, so on and so forth. Not to mention, when I was signing up, I realized how simple it is. You really just fill out some questions on their website and then you're done. And of course, anything you share is confidential. I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/culture35. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's betterhelp, HELP.com/culture35. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's episode. And we are back.
I don't understand. We sat here for like 2 hours.
Why did we disappear when you were talking to them?
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that you have that power.
Yeah, that's a little scary.
With a snap of my fingers, you all will disappear.
Did your clothes change, or were
terrifying.
you wearing the same thing?
My clothes probably changed.
Okay.
So guys, today's topic, we are talking all about really creepy things that other people have caught on their security cameras. Okay? So what's fun about these is that the 2 that are true, I can 100% confirm are true because these videos actually exist out there on the internet this time.
But were the videos fake?
Could the video be faked? Possibly.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I was probably behind both of them.
But what I mean is that there's like actual, like, it's not just a story on Reddit. There was like an actual video to go along with these this time.
Do you guys believe in the possibility of security camera sightings?
No.
Those are fake.
No.
Yeah, all right. Well, then what's the point of this episode? I mean, even the host is saying it's fake.
Yeah.
Seth used to lie and find things on his Ring security camera and post in the Ring app things that he would find that weren't real.
No, I never did. I tried it once.
And they took the post down immediately?
They took the post down immediately, and then when I tried to argue against it, I said, I'm just trying to protect my community. I'm just trying to do this. They're like, just shut up.
Yeah, you were, I believe you were here when
posting.
that happened.
Yeah, the Ring neighborhood community app is just, it's a ridiculous place where people are like, I heard gunshots, and it's like, that was fireworks, man. Relax.
I know.
It's 4th of July. I see helicopters. It's like, yeah.
They're a thing. They're real.
I think I posted on one, like, they're like, there's helicopters everywhere, and I said, like, it's mating season. That post got taken down, too.
Anyway.
Universe.
Are you guys ready to jump into story number 1?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Story number 1. In 2009, an unnamed feral 14-year-old girl was spotted in the Mexican town of Tamaulipas. She was running on all fours like a dog. No video evidence existed of this girl at the time, but the locals knew her as Nina. Most people who have heard of her believed that her mother kept her locked in her basement until Nina was able to escape 2 years ago. The all black and white video has no sound. It took place in 2020, and this girl was spotted on 3 different security cameras that were placed around someone's home. The video begins with a very pale, almost sickly-looking woman. She's naked, she's got this black matted hair, and she's crawling along on all fours, looking at all of her surroundings down a sidewalk. The second that she reaches the driveway, she sprints towards the house.
On all fours.
Yes. Her body appears to be swaying back and forth, and she seems to be moving significantly faster than any human should be able to. Before reaching the house, she makes a really sharp turn, and she moves out of frame of one camera and into frame of the next camera. She heads towards the backyard, and at the speed that she was moving, this only takes her 1 second. The final security camera catches her fly by before she mysteriously just appears to vanish. She is no longer visible, and the creepiest thing of this footage is how human-like she looked, but how inhuman-like she was acting. And that is the end of story number 1. I'm gonna give you guys some time to discuss. Go.
That was a lot.
I know. So keep in mind that these are like video footage that has been translated into words, put into a story. So you have to kind of visualize it that way.
Is she still 14 in 2020? Because if that's the case, then in 2009, she was 3. so there's a big age gap.
Something about the town being in Mexico makes me want to just think it's true.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It gives it more like, I don't know.
I feel like even if Anthony was trying to lie, this is a lot of information to take in and a lot of information to like paint this very detailed lie that it's just like, why?
Yeah, I mean, like, you make a good point, this being in Mexico, and a lot of creepy things happen in Mexico, so, like, sure, it could be possible. But my other thought is just, like, I would like to know where this town is geographically located, because, like, there are poorer areas of Mexico, and if this takes place in a poorer area, would this house have all these security cameras?
Guys, Anthony hasn't been to Mexico, so there's no way he could write a fake story about Mexico.
You can't officially.
Right. So
Right,
this
a fake
is
story.
100% true.
So even if it is a lie, like it's unofficial though.
I am not willing to write this one off. Like, I
That's fair.
have suspicions.
Okay, story number 2. Around Halloween time in 2016, there was a crazy clown sighting craze going around the United States.
Good times.
Lots of people claim to have seen clowns out in the distance, or some people even claim to have been attacked by these things. However, not that many pictures and videos actually existed of evidence of these things happening on the internet. On October 6th, in Jacksonville, Florida, someone's home security camera found footage of one of these clowns.
Yeah, this is true already.
Yeah, right. I was just thinking, Jacksonville, this has to be true.
The video found online starts with creepy music playing and a clown slowly coming into frame. The clown is somewhat chubby, he's got a bald head, and he has a tiny little hat that's hanging off the side of his head. His face appears to be painted completely white with black circles around his eyes. He also has a wide, jagged smile painted across his mouth. He's holding 2 balloons, and he goes right up to the security camera, and he's staring at it for a few moments, and he cocks his head to the side, just looking at it confused as if he doesn't know what he's looking at. And just then, the clown walks away. He walks out of view, but he comes back a few moments later, and he's this time holding a pumpkin. He holds the pumpkin up to the camera for a little bit, and then he just punches it. He puts his fist right through the pumpkin. He punches it a few more times. He's frustratingly ripping it open, and then eventually he just drops it. He then awkwardly stares at the camera one last time. He almost looks scared and frightened before he slowly starts to back away. The police were never able to identify the man, and he was never seen again. And that is the end of story number 2. I'm going to give you guys some time to discuss. Go.
Multiple things. One, you said that there was very little footage of this movement, this clown error. There was a lot of footage. I feel like I've seen this.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second of all, why was he confused by the security camera? He knows what a security camera is. Us clowns don't.
Clones don't know cameras.
Well, he wasn't human. He was a demon.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. That's why you would punch a pumpkin.
I mean, the power required to hold this pumpkin up, one hand, punch it right through with the other without the pumpkin getting knocked out of his one hand. Like, holding up this pumpkin and he's able to punch straight through it while still holding the pumpkin.
I think it's possible because you're holding it and it's also hollowed out probably, so it's like a jack-o'-lantern.
But it also depends, how big is this pumpkin?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
he
that's
able to hold
true.
it by the stem with one hand?
Oh, yeah.
Like-
That's true.
It could be old pumpkin.
Maybe, I don't
It's
know.
October
This is-
6th.
Yeah, it's a brand new pumpkin.
But when do pumpkins start?
But you usually put pumpkins out actually later.
So the question
All right.
remains, is this clown powered by demonic abilities? Is he actually a superhero?
Is he just lost?
Ryan, I think we're asking the wrong questions.
Really? Because I think we're on the right track.
I don't think so.
I feel like this one, so my initial thought was that this was going to be a fake story because, like,
Yeah.
the clown sighting thing is so common that maybe he would think that we would just write it off and be like, oh, of course this one's real. But I don't know. I kind of feel like this one is real.
Yeah, I feel like this one's real too.
Me too. I can picture it in my head.
Right now, I'm leaning more towards number 1 as being the fake one than this one.
I'm leaning towards number 3. I haven't even heard it.
Well, you are going to get to hear it shortly, but first, we're going to play a minigame.
Oh no.
Jeez.
So guys, what we're gonna do is I'm going to give you a list of places, and then I'm gonna read off some scenarios
Jacksonville, Florida.
of other things that were caught on security cameras, and you have to try and match the scenario with the locations.
Okay.
Okay? The list of things: insane asylum, hospital, college dorm, hotel, pizzeria, prison, and morgue.
I feel like these are all the seasons of American Horror Story.
Yeah. American Horror Story, pizzeria. Coming soon.
Kind of want pizza now.
Okay, so scenario number 1. A girl broke both of her ankles off camera, and for the next 2 hours, she was caught on camera slowly crawling down the halls. Where did this take place?
Well, it's not the pizzeria.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking with halls. I'm thinking hotel.
I could see it
Yeah.
being hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is not hotel. This one was hospital.
Oh.
Which honestly,
What?
which blows my mind how nobody saw
2
her.
hours?
Like
You were
nobody,
busy.
Horrible.
like who was not helping this woman? You're literally in a place where that's supposed to be happening.
That's why we thought hotel was the most likely one because no one really is like constantly walking around the halls of a hotel.
Right. Yeah. Especially at night, you can 100% be crawling, trying to get to somebody and not
Yeah.
find anybody. Okay. Number 2. Throughout the night, the elevator would open on random floors, but nobody would get out. The motion sensor lights would turn on down a hall a few seconds later.
That's got to be the hotel.
Yeah, it's got to be the hotel.
You know what? No, it's pizzeria.
Pizzeria, multi-floored.
Yeah.
I'm going to say hotel.
You're all saying hotel?
Yep.
Yeah, this one's the hotel.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Oh.
Number 3. A room had one camera facing the door to get in, and one camera actually in the room itself. One camera clearly saw a face in the door window as if someone was in the room, but the other camera showed that there was nobody there. Where did this take place?
Hotel.
I want to say this is the insane
Insane
asylum. Because, like, why are
Yeah.
there so many cameras
Exactly.
on every
There's so
part?
much security.
Yeah.
Well, there was also prison.
Oh, right. This could also be prison.
Or a morgue.
They're dead.
You gotta know. You never know.
I don't know. I think my gut is saying insane asylum more so. I feel like
That was
there's
my first
more.
thought.
I honestly feel like there's more security in an insane asylum than a prison.
I'll go with insane asylum, but I think it's prison.
Seth, you were right, it's prison.
All right, so we got it.
Yeah.
No! You guys, you're a team here.
What?
Even though Seth was right,
Seth's
he's got
on our team and he got it right, so I don't understand why that.
You locked in the wrong one. Okay, number 4. Security guards see several animatronics that appear to change position on camera.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, that's pizzeria.
That's the
Yeah,
pizzeria.
security breach.
This one is literally just a joke. Yeah, this is Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria.
I knew it.
Okay. Number 5, an extremely large and heavy iron door slowly opened on its own and then slammed shut. It then cracked itself back open.
Morgue.
Yeah, it feels like either morgue or insane asylum. Well, no, insane asylum would probably be a little bit more
What
crazy.
place would have a heavy iron door?
Morgue, insane asylum, prison.
Well,
we
Five
already
Nights
got
at
prison.
Freddy's definitely has
Yes.
heavy iron doors.
And it's
I
not
would say the
prison.
insane asylum.
I would say, I feel like insane asylum would be a little bit crazier. I would say morgue.
Sure.
You guys are correct. It is morgue. Okay. Number 6, washing machine door ripped itself clean off the hinges with nothing and nobody else around.
What?
College dorm.
Yeah.
It is college dorm.
Okay, I thought you were about to say we were wrong.
Which does obviously mean that the last one is...
Pizzeria.
Yeah.
No.
Hotel.
What is the last one though, read it?
The last one is...
Freak show.
A man was laying on the floor, then he flipped over and began drinking his own pee.
Oh, that's
Oh my
insane.
Ah, come on.
Yeah, that's insane asylum.
Yes.
We wouldn't have messed up that other one if we heard this one earlier.
Yeah,
Could've
the
been
last
prison,
one.
though.
We got 5 out of
That
7.
could have been prison.
Pass.
Yes, that one is Insane Asylum. Thank you guys for playing our little mini game here.
You're welcome.
We're gonna get into story number 3, but first we are taking a quick little break.
Swear to God.
We will be right back.
No, we're gonna disappear. Ah!
Is there something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? For me personally, when I'm feeling down, I lose the motivation to do anything at all. But today's sponsor, BetterHelp, can fix that. BetterHelp will actually assess your specific needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. It's super convenient, it's all done in a safe and private online environment, and you can get started in just under 48 hours. Now, it's not self-help or a crisis line, it's professional counseling done safely and securely online. You get to schedule weekly video or phone sessions, and you can also send a message to your counselor at any time of the day. You no longer have to worry about sitting in an uncomfortable waiting room or going out and trying to find a good therapist that's local to you, because this service is available to every one of you worldwide. And they're so committed to making sure that your therapist is the perfect match for you, so if for whatever reason you feel like it isn't the perfect match, it's free to switch. They have so many counselors specialized in specific fields like anger, depression, stress, family issues, so on and so forth. Not to mention, when I was signing up, I realized how easy it is to get started. You literally just fill out some questions and then you're done. And of course, everything you share is confidential. I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/culture35. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/culture35. Thank you again to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's episode. And we are back.
I actually saw my dead grandpa when we faded away.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he say anything to you?
Yeah, some really rude stuff.
Good thing
During the
he's
commercial break that
gone.
happened?
Yeah. Don't do that again, please.
All right. You guys ready to hear the third story?
No.
Mm.
Yes. No.
Can we watch Minions?
Yeah,
We're
I'd
gonna-
rather do that.
Yeah, we're going to lock in story number 3 and go watch Minions.
At
I
some
mean,
point on this podcast, we have to blindly lock in an answer and just, that's it.
Just beginning of the
Okay.
episode.
that would be really funny.
We're locking in story number 3. Cannot change. Now read the stories.
And then we'll just see if you guys agree with what you originally locked in.
Yeah.
That kind of is funny.
Yeah, that is fun.
Maybe we will do that. Anyway, story number 3. On a relatively cool afternoon in Sacramento, California in 2018, a retail store manager drove into the parking lot. She found a pile of burnt wood just sitting there about 15 feet away from the back door of the store. Curious and somewhat assuming that this was possibly just someone who was homeless trying to keep warm throughout the night, she goes into the store and checks the security footage to see what's on there, but what she finds is something very, very strange. At exactly 1:03 a.m., a robed figure holding a really large log comes into frame and places it down on the ground behind the building.
Robed?
Robed. For the next few minutes, several robed figures begin to come into frame, all holding logs and dropping them in the same spot.
It's a cult.
Yeah.
After about 10 minutes of this happening, something even stranger happens. 8 of the figures in robes appeared to now be wearing horse masks. One of the figures then pulls out some lighter fluid and pours it all over the wood, and another figure pulls out a match and drops it on the wood. After the wood pile starts burning, all of these robed figures begin to raise their arms and they start circling the fire ritualistically. One of the figures then leaves the circle and comes back a few minutes later with a fire extinguisher and puts out the fire.
Oh my gosh, I thought you were gonna say lamb.
And immediately after, all of the robed figures leave. They all go away, except for one of them that walks straight up to the security camera and puts his nose in it and kind of mocks as if it knew that they were being watched the entire time. The manager of the store had no idea who any of these people were, and nothing like this had ever happened again. And that is the end of story number 3. I'm gonna give you guys some time to discuss. Go.
Well, you could do a lot of things ritualistically, like ring around the rosy. So was that how they were doing it? Or was that more like, chanting and trying to summon a demon? Also, why would you put it out? If you're summoning something or doing something, you don't put out the fire, you let it burn.
Maybe they already summoned what they wanted to.
Or maybe it was all just a big prank.
Right.
Yeah.
Mess with they knew that it was security footage. They were just messing with the
Like maybe they
employees.
knew the manager.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people for a just stupid prank.
Maybe it was all the employees.
Yeah. Oh God, I would get out of that store. This
I was
new person
thinking
that
that.
pulled up.
Yeah, well, a big elaborate employee prank on the manager.
Well, I'm thinking the whole store
he's
is
a
a cult.
part of
this. Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Don't investigate.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
We're not worried.
Well, actually, I do have a confession to make. This one actually is real.
Okay.
This was my family reunion.
Oh, right.
Sacramento, California.
So that's what you guys do. What's the point of the fire?
Let's put in the fire, keep us warm.
Oh, so then you guys are just like dancing around the
Yeah.
fire. Okay. I see. All right. That honestly checks out.
We had permits. I think it's fake.
Someone's crazy.
Do your recap and then,
Yeah,
and then
just
we'll
do
go
it
to
now.
Okay. Story number 1. Feral girl was caught on security cameras. She seemed to be human-like, but she was moving in ways and speeds that were not very human.
Story number uno, sickly girl in Mexico gets the Flash's powers, and this is a result of that.
Woman. She's 27.
Woman, I'm sorry, woman. But she got them when she was a young girl.
Right.
Story number 2. Crazy clown holding 2 balloons comes up to someone's security camera footage, stares into it for a little bit, disappears, comes back with a pumpkin, beats the pumpkin, and then exits frightened.
Story number 2, fat clown is confused by security cameras and is looking for love.
Okay. Story number 3, store manager comes back to find burnt wood in the back of her store. She checks the footage and she finds a bunch of people in horse masks setting fires and dancing around it, putting the fire out, and then staring into the camera.
Story number 3, 2018 family reunion went great.
Those are your 3 stories. I'm gonna give you guys some time to make your final decisions. Go!
The clones have more fun.
Yeah.
The clones do it right.
All right, I'm leaning towards number 2 being the fake story.
Really?
Is it because of the whole not much footage thing?
No, it's just more so because I can see number 3 being real. I see it as this big elaborate prank on the manager by the
Right.
employees.
I could see that.
I feel like it's 3. I feel like I've seen 2 before.
Really?
Yeah. It just feels very, I don't know if it's just the whole clown movement thing, but I feel like I've seen it before.
Maybe that's the trick. You're supposed to feel like you've seen it before. But I don't know. I'm not. In the beginning, I was thinking like, I don't know, 1 sounds fake, but now I'm kind of thinking that 1's real.
Yeah.
So I'm between
1?
2 or 3.
Wow, that's crazy because I feel like 1 sounds the least realistic.
It does.
It sounds the least
That's
realistic.
probably why
but
it's real.
Yeah. That's why the video shared around and stuff,
Yeah.
I can see it as like, like when you go on like Facebook and then you just or something and you just see like one of those absurd videos just shared in like shorts or something and it's just like weird things spotted on camera.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you're right. I can see that.
Number 5.
There's so many of the clown videos and stories that I can see this one just being made up.
Yeah, but I feel like I've seen the smashing pumpkin bit.
I feel like I've seen that video too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 3, it just feels like, why would they put out the fire? I don't know.
Because it was just a prank and they don't want anything to like catch fire or burn down. I genuinely think if number 3 is real, it was a prank by the employees.
It's a bad prank. You gotta let the fire burn, man, or else it's just gonna be like, what kind of cult would do this?
It's
Back
not a
out at
cult.
the last second?
It's not a cult though. It's just a prank.
Give me your story number 4.
Yeah, can we get another option? Because I don't want to pick any of these.
Story number 4 happens in 2019 at the same retail store. The Seth Cologne family reunion happened for the second time, except Seth was not invited, so he doesn't know about it.
Yeah. No, I know. They told me.
He found out
No,
after.
they very blatantly told me.
Oh, that's
I was
sad.
not invited.
It's actually more sad.
I was the one that put out the fire.
Story number 1. Real or fake?
Real, I would say.
Real, I guess.
Real.
Real in the terms of this show.
Story number 2.
I would say real.
You really think that you've seen it?
I think I've seen it, yeah. But that one detail, Anthony, I don't feel like Anthony would lie about that. The edited music.
Yeah, the fact that the creepy music thing was stated, that does make it more real.
Right.
I feel like I almost just want to believe that number 3 is real because I think it's a really elaborate prank. But
The fire extinguisher bit is what throws me through like, nah, it's a lie.
if there is this feral girl in Mexico,
She's a woman now.
yeah, feral woman going around Mexico, I feel like I would have heard of this because like I feel like it'd be more talked about, especially because my girlfriend's Mexican. Like, I don't know, I feel like this would have come up at some point.
Nah, I feel like a lot of things like that kind of go under the radar. It's just
So?
like the town crazy person, you know?
I don't know.
The first story is crazy. Do you remember the
Yeah.
details about her mom
Yeah, her mom locking her in
up
the...
until she was able to escape for 2
that
years later?
is a little.
Sounds like a movie plot.
Wait, so then, all right, if no one really knows about this, how do people know that? I just feel like story number 3 in comparison, I can totally see it being real
Like a real as a prank.
as a prank.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to think that number 1's the
I
fake
don't
one.
think it's 3.
Yeah.
If you guys want to go with 1, I'll go with 1, but I still think it's 3.
So what makes you think that 1 is real?
I know the weird details and stuff, but I feel like just the actual video description, like that made me go, I could see that. You see, like, sadly, I know a story similar to this one. So that's why I'm like kind of like willing to excuse some of that. My mom's crazy neighbor
Yeah.
who was locked up and then would
Yes.
constantly escape when her husband went out
Yes.
and terrorized my mom.
Good.
At night, she once went to her window and like raked her hands over it. My mom looks outside. She has an axe in her
Oh
my god.
and she was absolutely nuts. She would put on like shows. So
This
she
was
would
right here?
No.
no. When growing up, she would put on shows. So like she would have costume changes. She would come out. She was this big like woman, like my size.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'll go with 1 if you guys want to. I still have like a weird gut feeling that it's 3 for
Are
some
you only
reason.
thinking 3 just because of the fire extinguisher? If it's an elaborate prank, don't you think it's realistic that they would just put out the fire? Why would they just leave it burning and potentially cause so much destruction?
I feel like there's an easier way to do like, oh, there was a cult back there than like actually set a fire.
Because they want you to like think they're bringing out an animal to sacrifice, and then they just bring a fire extinguisher and they just put it out, and it's like, oh, funny
Yeah.
prank.
funny.
Yeah.
I don't think the fire to me, the fire extinguisher is not enough for me to say that's fake. What was the girl's name?
Nina Perro.
On the
Perro. So her last name is literally almost dog, and they described her as a dog.
But I could see it also being the town rumors, you know, like, oh, it's, you know.
Well, they knew who she was, I think. It was like,
No, they did not.
They didn't?
Yeah, it said in the beginning, like, the town thinks something like that.
Like, I'm also in the same boat as you. Where like, I would be willing to switch to 3.
All right. Well, you're 1, you're 3. Christopher, what do you think?
Story
You're,
one.
you're kind of the
Yeah, what do you like
think 1?
genuinely
Story one.
think?
Story one.
Story 1?
Yep.
All right, let's lock in 1 then. We're locking in story number 1. Boom.
Okay. You guys have locked in story number 1. Guys, it's not story number 1. I'm sorry.
It was 3, wasn't it?
Seth was right. It was 3. It was story number 3. Sorry, guys.
Like
But that means that story number
Yeah.
1 is real.
That's insane.
And I can genuinely show you guys the video. Thank you guys so much for playing. If you are listening to this podcast wherever you get your podcast, make sure to give us a rate and review. It really, really helps us out. And subscribe to the podcast for free.
Free.
If you're watching the video version, make sure to give us a like, leave a comment letting us know what you thought, and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss when we post new episodes. If you have stories of your own, whether they're true or fake, you can send them in to me. We can use your true stories for the truths, and we can use your fake stories for lies. So send them all to truemythsonelie@gmail.com or to Cult55 on Instagram, whichever you prefer.
Customer support at papajohns.com.
Don't do that one. Don't listen to Seth.
Listen to me. Let's overload their servers.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. We will see you guys again next week with a brand new episode. Bye, guys.